Hello everyone, and welcome to the Mat 211 review of sets and cardinality. My name is Julia, and I work for the tutoring centers at ASU. So suppose the following chart describes how many people at a school take German and Japanese, as well as how many of these students are passing and failing. So we've got this table here, and we're going to let A be the set of students who are taking German. We're going to let B be the set of students taking Japanese. We're going to let C be the set of students who are passing. And S is going to be the set of all students in the table. So we want to determine the number of students in A, in the set A, the number of students in the set of A, which intersects with C, the number of students in the set A union C, and the number of students in C. Also, we want to describe in words the meaning of each of these. So let's start with the number of students in A. So what this means is N of A is the number of students taking German. So note that N of A, or the number of students in A, it doesn't matter whether the student is passing or failing. We don't have that condition in this. It just matters whether they take German or not. So if we look at our table here, we see that the student, we have under our German column here, we have 75 students that are passing German and 125 students that are failing German. And that gives us a total of 200 students. So we want 200 here because this is the number of total students in German, regardless of whether they're passing or failing. So let's write this up in the corner. So N of A is equal to 200. Next, let's look at the number of students in A intersect C. So this guy. So N of A intersect C, well, what does that mean? That is going to be the number of students that are taking German, again, because we have A here. So taking German. But we also have, this intersect here, and we're also looking at all of the students who are passing. So C is the students that are passing. So because we're intersecting A and C, we need to have all of the students that are in both of those two categories. So what this means is it's the number of students taking German who are passing. So we can say N of A intersect C, and let's look at our table. So we have under, again, the German column here, and we also want to look at passing. So we want to look at the passing row, so this guy. So if we just kind of go along here in both directions, we see that the only spot where we have both German taking students and passing students is this 75 here. So we know that there are 75 students taking both German and they are passing that German class. So let me erase a couple of my scribbles here. Here we go. Now we want to look at the number of students in A union C. So what does that mean? Well, let's make a little room here. So we can write that down. There we go. So now we have the number of students in A And so you can think of the union as being an or. So while the intersect is an and, so we said number of students in German and passing, the number of students, in this case with a union, it's the number of students who are in German or passing. So let's write that. Number of students taking German or passing. So what we care about is how many students are okay. So what we care about here is how many students are in the German column and how many students are in the passing column. So we have, for our German students here, so let's write this over here. We have N, A, union C equals, we'll just write it below. For our number of German students, we have 75 students plus 125 students. So we know that's 200 students total. So, but let's write this out individually. This is 75 plus 125, and you'll see why in a second. Because we also want all of the students who are passing. So we also want Japanese, because there's 90 Japanese students who are passing. But note that we don't want to count 75 twice. So that's why we wouldn't just go 200 plus 165, because then we would be double counting these students who are in German and passing. So it's often easiest just to go ahead and use the individual rows. Another trick would be to use the total in, one column, and then just use all the additional values in, the passing row. So that would also work just fine. So, but in this case, we just want to add this 90. So plus 90. And that's going to equal, what's that equal? 290. Great. So lastly, we have the number of students in C. Right there. So what is the number of students in C? We've got number of students in C. That's going to be the number of students who are passing. All right. And that's all it is, since we only have the one condition, the one event of, or one set here, C. So it's just the number of students who are passing. So what that means is that we're looking at the whole row of passing students. So both the German students and the Japanese students. And we look and we see from the total here, since that's provided to us, that that is 165 students. So NC equals 165. So this is our answer. And obviously we erased the first part of our descriptions, but hopefully you saw those too, so you know how to describe. And lastly, one other thing to note here is that we also have this full set of students in the table. Well, that's going to equal the total number of students here. So this would be N of S. That's about the only time that you will use that, the total of the totals column or entry here, is to know how many students are in the full set of students. So that's all I have for today. Before I go, I just want to remind you all that if you are looking for any additional tutoring or academic support at ASU, you can go to the Tutoring Center's website, tutoring.asu.edu, to find all of our resources. Additionally, if you're looking for tutoring services for your specific course, you can use our tutor search tool, which you can find off of our main webpage here, or by going to this full link. And that will allow you to search for all of our specific tutors and tutoring centers that can help you with your course. So thanks so much and have a great rest of your day.